Welcome, everybody, to another live reaction here at I Am Not a Coach. I am your host, Dave Huerta. Thank you so much for joining us here. We had a wild last hour and a half here. Obviously, this game was massively delayed. This game is going to be going pretty late into the night. So if you can't make it all the way through, I get it. I don't blame you. We all got to work on Monday. So please sit down. We're going to be watching this game. It's going to be a fun matchup here between the Steelers and the Cowboys. Dak Prescott, that offense has been struggling to get going. They've had one good week where they looked like the Cowboys of old. Otherwise, they have been struggling to move the ball. They can't run the ball. They can't stop the run. Dak has not been on the same page as his wideouts, so we'll see what they can do. And the kick is up, and the Cowboys are going to return it 15, 30, 35 out across the 35. But there is a flag on the field. Usually, this is a holding call on the return team, and it's going to be a false start on the Steelers, actually. And that'll give the Cowboys an extra 5 yards. All right. First and 10, ball at the 43. Two receivers to the left. Dak drops back, throws the ball real quick to CeeDee Lamb. Gain of about 2 or 3 on the play. And that's going to be a big point in this game. Dak Prescott needs to get into rhythm real early. I don't believe they have the ability to run the ball well. And I mean, it's 2nd and 7, second play. They don't even have a running back in the backfield here. So empty set for Dak, throws it to his right, has a man down the field, and it's going to be a big Dallas first down. And that looks like it was to his tight end, Spenny Ford. Dak under center, hands it off to the running back up the middle. It's going to gain maybe a yard on the play. Second and 9 in the shotgun, gets the ball out quickly to CeeDee Lamb, who is going to be able to sidestep a player, but only gains about 4 or 5 yards. It'll be third down for Dallas here. So a key inactive for Dallas has been Deuce Vaughn, who has been one of their two backs, primary backs this season. Third and 5, shotgun, fullback in the backfield to his right. Looking, pressure, tries to get the ball out, and it's not going to be completed. He was trying to get it to number 1, Tolbert. Great coverage by the Steelers, and that's going to force a fourth down, and Dallas is going to punt it away here on the first drive of the game. Yeah, through the first 3 games of the season, this Steelers defense looked amazing. Great against the run, great against the pass. But then last week, they looked rough. And sorry, it's not a punt, it's going to be a 55-yard field goal, and it's right down the middle. Dallas is on the board here, 3-0, with 12:35 left in the first quarter. And Mike McCarthy saying, boom. All right, calm down, Mike. It was a field goal, all right? All right, we are in commercial break here. So let's look around the league. Let's do a little bit of a review of what we saw today. So obviously, first game, Jets, Minnesota. Rodgers having a rough game, 3 picks. First one was gone for a touchdown. Last one, back-breaking interception. Just could not was not on the same page most of the day with his guys. He threw it to Lazard plenty of times. Him and Lazard could not connect. Wilson was also struggling to really be on the same page as Rodgers. Tough loss for the Jets. And Minnesota heading into their bye week, 5-0, undefeated. And a big key injury for the Minnesota Vikings is Aaron Jones left that game early with, I believe it was either a hip or a leg injury, and he did not return. And as a Packer fan, I've spent many times, many seasons looking at Jones. He deals with injuries all the time. That was also one of the big reasons the Packers went up and got Josh Jacobs in free agency. They knew Jonesy always had an injury or two throughout the season that made him unavailable, whether it was for just 2 games or sometimes more than that. So they went for a bigger back who had been consistently healthy in Josh Jacobs. And hopefully Jonesy is okay. Obviously, I do not want Minnesota to keep on winning, but Jonesy was such a great player, great guy. So I hope he's all right. Hopefully he can come back healthy and have some productive games in the future here. Hopefully not too productive. And then Baltimore Cincinnati almost streamed that game. Probably should have, but we were able to be able to get a very exciting game between division rivals Baltimore, Cincinnati, went into overtime. It looked like Cincinnati was going to be able to come away with an overtime victory after Baltimore fumbled the ball on their own side of the field. And then, of course, bad snap, bad hold meant terrible kick. Cincinnati misses it. Huge run by Derrick Henry, just plays after that missed kick. And that set up Justin Tucker for a game winning overtime kick. And the kickoff is going to be caught. It's going to be returned, and he's going to stumble his way to the 25. All right. Thank you, Dahlia Rushkis there. I thought that was funny too. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, Mike McCarthy, he gets excited about weird things. All right. First and 10, ball at the 25. Justin Fields in the shotgun, tight end in motion. It's going to hand it off, fakes the handoff, option play. Justin Field gets around the corner, and he's going to get about 8 to 9 yards on the play. The former Chicago Bear has basically stolen the starting job from Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson obviously started the season out injured. I don't honestly know how injured he has been the last 2 to 3 weeks. He's inactive for this game. And I mean, at this point, the Steelers, they're not paying Russell Wilson really anything because the Denver Broncos are paying basically 95% of that contract. I think the Steelers are only on the hook for basically $1 million on Russell. So there is no pressure to basically put him on the field. And it's going to be a toss to the running back to the left. It's going to cut up field, and he's going to get the first down for the Pittsburgh Steelers here. And so far, Justin Fields has been amazing. 71%, 3 touchdowns, 3 rushing touchdowns as well, and only 1 interception. He's playing significantly better than he ever did in Chicago, outside of maybe a stretch here or there. It's going to fake the handoff. Fields looking downfield, has a man, and it's going to be incomplete. Hayward unable to bring in that pass. It was a little A little out of his reach there. He had a dive for it, but just could not bring it in afterwards. Came up with a face full of grass on his helmet there. Justin was definitely feeling some pressure there. Offensive line did not really give him a whole lot of time. It's 11:09 on the clock. Justin Fields keeps the ball. He's going to run to the left, and it's going to be a nice gain of about 5, maybe 6. And there's a flag on the field here. And it's a holding call on Dallas here, number 58. And we also have a Dallas Cowboy on the ground here with an injury. That is Marshawn Kinland, the rookie second round draft pick for Dallas. And it looks like the trainer that is looking at him has a cowboy hat. Definitely have not seen that before. But I guess it's in line. It's in line with the Cowboys. I wonder if that's part of the required attire that they need to have back in Dallas there, but and we're going to a commercial break here for the injury. Hopefully, Nealand is all right. Never want to see some injuries on the field, especially with those young guys. Man, they're trying their best to try to establish themselves in the league, in the locker room. So hopefully, he can come back into this game, and hopefully, he's healthy. And then once again, looking at some of the games here, we talked about Baltimore. Great game, great end to that one. Another game that kind of came down to the wire. Jacksonville and Indianapolis. Indianapolis was trailing quite a bit in this game. Joe Flacco, his first start as an Indianapolis Colt, coming in for the injured Anthony Richardson. Started out very slowly, but the old man got it going, and he was able to get this team back into contention. And I think it was tied 34-34 coming into those last couple seconds. But Jacksonville just making a great play, just making plays down the field, keeping their eyes, and Justin and Lawrence, just a great job by him, Trevor Lawrence, just continuing to try to get the ball down the field to his playmakers, which is at this point has not been easy for them. Whether it's the play calling or just the execution, they have struggled offensively. And this was by far their best game. Defensively was not a great game, obviously, giving up 34 points. But offensively, looks like they finally got something going. They look solid, and hopefully they can kind of propel them into a little bit more consistency, at least being more competitive during those games. So big win for Jacksonville, 37-34 in the division. Solid. And it looks like we're going to be heading back into this Dallas and Steelers game. It'll be 1st and 10, ball at the 47. Justin Fields in the shotgun, fakes the handoff, gets the ball out quickly to Pickens on the right side there. It's going to be a gain of about 7 or 8 on the play. And the clock is at 10:23, 10:22, 10:21, 10:20, 10:19. If you want to match up what we're seeing here on the screen. 2nd and 9, ball at the 45 of Dallas, and they pass it. Going to hand it off to Naheem Hines, who is barely going to be able to get back to the line of scrimmage. May have gotten a yard on the play. All right, it'll be 3rd and 2. Empty set here. Gets the ball out quickly to the running back, and he's gonna tiptoe his way all the way down. I'm surprised he did not step out of bounds, but they're saying it's gonna be a huge gain for the Pittsburgh Steelers. It'll be a first down here as well. That was to Najee Harris there. 1st and 10, ball at the 30. That was a gain of about 15 on the play. And fakes the handoff. Fields looking downfield and is not able to find his big tight end, Washington, who was I believe it was a 3rd or 4th round pick for him last year. And they are putting Nealand, the Cowboy defender. He is being put on the cart to be taken into the locker room here. So not a good sign for him. 2nd and 10, ball at the 30, single back in the backfield, 2 receivers to the right. They hand it off to the running back, and he's going to be able to get to the edge, but only get about 2 yards on the play. So there'll be a 3rd and long for Pittsburgh here. Yeah, Dallas just doing a great job of stringing that pass to the sidelines there. It'll be 3rd and 8, ball at the 28, shotgun toss to the running back here, and they are going to be short of the first down, but they're going to be in territory for a field goal here. And Tomlin dapping up Fields, saying, "Hey, we almost got there. We almost got it." Absolutely. I'm glad I can be of service here. That's why we do it. And the field goal is up, and it is good there with 7:33. It is a tie game at 3 here for this Sunday night matchup. And that kick was moving a little to the right there. It was almost sailing on him. All right. Continuing to go back here through some games, we had obviously Miami against New England. Jacoby Brissett still the starting quarterback for New England. That poor man, that guy needs some help. Either got to give him protection or some wide receivers. But either way, they were at one point leading in this game. I believe the score was 3-10, and I think it was they were still leading it late into that game when it was a 1 point game, 9-10. But unfortunately for New England, Miami just had a little bit enough, just enough. I believe it might have been actually a defensive score here, or it might have been a big defensive play that set up a touchdown. But let's see here. But yeah, coming into this game, obviously both of these teams struggling mightily. Miami has not been able to really get anything going since they lost Tua back in, I believe, week 2. They've been they've gone through about 3 different quarterbacks. They started out with God, I'm trying to think of his name. I know Tim Boyle was in there at some point here, and yeah, anytime you're starting Tim Boyle on your team, just ask the Jets. It doesn't usually end well. You can ask the Lions as well. Doesn't end well. And no, it was just a regular touchdown. Sorry, I thought there was a defensive part to that win, but just a great drive by Miami here late in the fourth quarter, just to really kill the rest of the clock. And it was a 15 play, 80 yards. Took literally nearly 8 minutes off the clock, and New England unable to really get enough going there. They've been struggling to really pass the ball, run the ball. It's an offense that eventually might need a young quarterback like Drake May to come in there and bring a spark. Again, that team is rough all around. Drake may not be able to even save what they can do, but if he's even remotely close to being ready to be a starter, I think eventually somewhere along the line, mid-season, maybe a little bit past that, I think you got to put him in. You got to see what you have in him, and but make tailor the system around him. Don't try to make him into something that he's not. But right now, Jacoby Brissett is doing his best, and unfortunately, he is getting beat up. So hopefully, he can get a couple wins for this team before he is eventually most likely going to be replaced by the first round pick quarterback for New England. And Dak in the pistol snap, but there is a flag on the field. It's going to be a false start on Dallas that'll move him back 5 yards. A little bit of a flinch by the left tackle there. First and 15, ball at the 25. Receiver in motion, nice little orbit. Give it to him, and he's going to be able to get close to the original line of scrimmage to the 30. And TJ Watt nearly was able to get his hands on that one, bat it down. It was a gain of 4, second and 11, ball at the 29. Zeke Elliott in motion, and he's going to be able to throw over the middle, get it to number 83. A very solid throw by Dak Prescott. That's going to be just short of the first down. It'll be 3rd and 1. Dallas quickly getting to the line, fakes the handoff, trying to find somebody he cannot. Pressured, and he's going to have to throw it away, and it'll be a 4th down for the Dallas Cowboys. Pittsburgh is looking for a flag here, and they get it. After about 4 or 5 seconds there is a late flag. It could be an intentional grounding. Obviously, Dak was inside the pocket. He did get the ball past the line of scrimmage, but there was no receiver within probably 20 yards of it. So they're going to call intentional grounding. It's going to be a loss of, I believe, 10 yards and a loss of down as well. So it'll still be 4th down. It's just going to be a significantly longer 4th down. It was a very interesting why they sped up the play because they got about 10 yards on that 2nd down. There was no reason for them to try to rush to the line. Get set. Make sure everybody's on the same page. This offense has been struggling. Your offensive line is not always the best. It's not what it used to be, 3, 4, 5 years ago. Your running backs are usually struggling to get any kind of yardage. Your wide receivers are typically not on the same page. So why would you try to run a quick play when you're only down? You only need an extra yard. Get everybody settled and figure it out. But hindsight is 2020. And the punt is away, and it's going to be a fair catch for the Pittsburgh Steelers. They will start with the ball at the 26 here. And there is 6:32 left in the first quarter. Yeah, and it might be a reason why Dallas gets rid of him after this year too. There's this final year of his contract; he was not extended, and if Mike McCarthy wants to continue to be the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, simply making the playoffs and being one and done is not going to be enough. I think this team. I don't even think winning a single playoff game in the wild card is going to be enough for to save Mike McCarthy. I think they're going to have to make it either to the NFC Championship game, which they haven't done since I believe 1996 when they lost to the Packers, the year the Packers won the Super Bowl with Brett Favre. And I think if it's not the NFC Championship game, they need to make it to the Super Bowl, which they haven't done since the year before that in 1995, I believe. So McCarthy he needs to get this team going because otherwise it's just not going to be there, man. There's no reason, there has yet to be any reason to show Mike McCarthy needs to be here. Epic Dylan, what's going on, brother? Oh, absolutely, man. They need to get CD going. He's been there, man, but it's just the offense is just so inconsistent. They can't run the ball so that when they pass it, when they're in obvious passing situations, the defense knows, oh, they're gonna have to pass it because they can't run. All we have to do is shade the coverage to CD, and we're gonna wrap them up, and we don't care about what these other guys do. You know, Tolbert. They're not scared of Zeke Elliott catching it out of the backfield. So yeah, CD needs to really get going. He needs to have a game if Dallas is going to be able to get a win here. And it's going to be a pass to the right here for Fields, and it's going to be a decent gain of about 7 on the play. Second and 3, receiver in motion, single back in the backfield, Fields under center, hands it off to Najim Harris. I keep on thinking of the running back from Buffalo here. So unfortunately, Najee Harris, who was able to get the first down, it's going to be a hold. It's actually going to be on Dallas anyway. It's going to be hands to the face, actually. Oh yeah, oh yeah. He was getting those bad boys in the face mask for sure. But yeah, man, it's a CD man. He's the key to that offense. They can't get a running game, so CD needs to be able to make plays. He needs to be able to get the ball. McCarthy needs to find ways to get him the ball somehow. And Fields going deep, and he's nearly intercepted trying to get the ball to Jefferson. And that ball is luckily for the Steelers going to fall incomplete. And that was Malik Hooker who could not hold on to that interception. And receiver in motion, 3 receivers to the right, shotgun. Fields take the snap, and he is going to go down. He's going to fumble the ball here, and it looks like Fields was able to get the ball back here. And it looks like as of right now, it's bad snap. Not bad snap. It was just a great play by the Cowboys here to get that ball out of Fields' hands, and he was just able to rip it away from a Dallas Cowboy. It'll be 3rd and 24 here. And McCarthy is throwing the challenge flag here. All right. So it looks like the review is over here. And obviously, Dallas was trying to say that they fell on the ball first, should be down by contact, but the play on the field is upheld. Steelers will keep the ball here for a 3rd and 24. We are on a commercial break, so we're not missing anything here. But yeah, right now Dallas is they're putting a little bit of pressure on this offensive line, you can tell. It's been kind of slowly getting better. Something they've done okay with. They haven't really picked up a lot of sacks throughout the year, or at least not a massive amount. And a lot of that has to do with teams' ability to run the ball effectively. So they really haven't had to be in obvious passing situations against this Dallas defense. So we are back. So once again, upheld 3rd and 24, ball at the 28. Fields in shotgun, rolling to his right, trying to buy some time, moving the pocket, and unable to find anybody downfield. He'll be incomplete, and the Pittsburgh Steelers will punt it away here. And punt is just able to get away here. Does not look like a great punt. It's going to get a great bounce, though. I think bounced just ahead of the 35, but it bounces all the way inside the 25. It'll be down at the 24. All right, they're showing a little something here. And very good design by the Cowboys there. Nearly got that punt blocked. So 1st and 10, and he's going to hand it off to Dowell, who is going to fall forward for only about 2 yards. Again, Dallas just unable to run the ball. It'll be 2nd and 8, ball at the 26, empty set, receiver in motion. They hand it off, end around, and it's going to be utterly blown up by the former Badger, Herbig. And there's a lot of former Wisconsin Badgers on this defense. You got Herbig, number 51. Obviously, TJ Watt is a huge alumni of there. And I believe they also picked up the big defensive lineman. I'm trying to think here. What's his name? Keanu Benton. He plays a nose tackle for the Steelers here. And 3rd and 14, Dak looking deep to the right, and it's going to be a catch by CD Lamb. What a beautiful catch down the sideline to the right. Yep, both toes in and just fully extended to get that ball. Great job by CD, man. See, that is the difference right there. That's the difference between a good wide receiver, which we've seen a lot this week, and one of the elites. There's two guys in that there. Obviously, Dak just dropped it perfectly in between the defenders. Another pass to CD. He'll break a tackle, and he's going to gain about 15 yards on the play. Heck yes. Here we go, man. They're starting to get CD Lamb open here on some very different routes that we've seen. A lot of stick routes, things down the sideline, a little bit of a go and come back. And Dak, 1st and 10, gets it out to, is that the returner there, Turpin? A little guy, but very, very speedy. He's able to do a great job of getting around the blocks and maximizing the yardage there. That was a nice gain of about 7. Dak under center, single back in the backfield, 2 tight end set. They hand it off. There we go. Got the running game. 2015. Big first down for Dallas here. And that's going to be a gain of 12. Great job bouncing it inside, in between the center and the guard, and then just being able to stretch it out to the right sideline, get the most out of it. 1st and 10, ball at the 15, receiver in motion to the right. Daldo in the backfield, fakes the handoff, gets the ball out quickly to number 1, Tolbert, I believe. And he's going to be down just outside the 10. Lost his shoe, slipped it back on. And it'll be 2nd and 6 here. Dak in the shotgun. 2 tight end set. Hand it off to Dowell. And unfortunately, it's going to go nowhere. No gain on the play. Third down for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Third down for the Cowboys here. And the play clock is just 3 seconds ahead of the play clock. So Dallas will have to run a play here before this quarter ends. Tight end in motion, Dak in the shotgun, and he is not going to be able to get the ball out. And he's going to fumble it, and it's going to be recovered by the Pittsburgh Steelers. And that was TJ Watt and Herbig, 2 former Badgers, converging on Dak Prescott to force that sack fumble in a huge play, taking points off the board. Ooh, Jesus. Dak took a shot on that one, man. Yeah, I don't know, man. Badgers, man, they've been known for their offensive linemen, sometimes their running backs. Obviously, we got some good ones in the league right now starting. But man, dude, quietly but surely, man, Wisconsin has been producing some strong linebackers, man. Just solid linebackers all over the field. So, and Pittsburgh loves their Wisconsin Badgers, man. And we are currently on a commercial break here. Man, TJ Watt, 15 sacks in 2020, 22 in 21, and then 19 last year. Obviously missed 22, the 2022 season to an injury. But man, dude, that guy is just. And I remember the Packers had an opportunity to draft him, and they traded back out of the first round. And with that pick, they picked up Kevin King. And if you're a Packer fan, you know that name. It still gives you nightmares. Just don't think about it. We could have had DJ Watt in Green Bay, but it is what it is. And it's going to be a handoff to the running back up the field to the right. It's going to be a decent gain of 6 or 7 there. And there's going to be a flag here. It's going to be a false start on the Pittsburgh Steelers. And it'll be 2nd and 8, ball at the 18. Fields in the shotgun, takes the snap, scanning, gets the ball out quickly to his tight end, who is barely going to be able to hold on to the ball here. And Dallas, they are fighting for that ball, man. I mean, it's not even loose, but he is not letting go, man. Oh, almost got a fight here. There you go, man. That's what the Cowboys need, man. They need to show a little bit of some urgency, things like that, because they got to get going. Oh, I know. Honestly, they could have picked almost anybody except for Kevin King, and I think it might have been a better pick. I would have to look back at that draft, but they moved back. I think it was only 4 spots, and, you know, one of them is out of the league, has been out of the league for the last couple of years, and the other, TJ Watt, is gonna be a first ballot Hall of Famer, so rough. 3rd and 8, and it's gonna be another false start on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Wow. So they had a 2nd and 3, got a penalty, moved them back 5 yards. They pick up those 5 yards, and now another penalty, moving them back 5 yards. I mean, it's like it's gonna be 3rd down, though. Man, they gotta get going. They gotta get going here. 3rd and 8, ball again at the 18. Fields in shotgun, 3 receivers to the left, and Fields trying to scramble, and he is not gonna go anywhere. He's gonna be brought down for a loss of 2 on the play, and this Dallas defense bowing up and showing out, man. Fields, man, I mean, let me look at this pocket, man. It felt like he had time. Oh, no. No, there was somebody looping around, so good blitz, man. That was a great blitz by the Cowboys. And it's gonna be down just past the 30, down to about the 34. So Dallas is gonna have some solid field position here for this next drive. Seastrom, what's going on, man? Oh, I know, man. I don't understand what he was thinking, man. You could tell instantly that he was already in trouble. He should have just gone down or threw it away. Get some points. Especially early on, man. Just take the points. Don't try to do too much. I mean, you're struggling offensively to get into a rhythm. Finally, you're looking good with the passing game. Yeah, man. It was that was a rough one for Dak right there. That's gonna be one in the film room. He's gonna look back and just say, "Dang, dude, should have just tossed it." You know, get the field goal, take the lead. Because I mean, right now you're looking at it. Pittsburgh was not able to do anything with it, and who knows if you take a 3-point lead, you can tack on a touchdown now after the punt, and you're in business. So yeah, both of these offenses have kind of been stalling out. They don't seem to be once they get into within that 30 to red zone range, they're really, really starting to slow down, struggle. They almost tighten up, it looks like. They're just isn't a whole lot going on. They're barely running the ball at the same time too. And that's a big thing. I think both of these teams are kind of struggling to get that running game going. But yeah, hopefully Dak can kind of get it together. Man, he's starting to finally pick up CD Lamb a little bit on that last drive. CD with some big catches, big first downs. Oh, absolutely. They yeah, there's been a struggling offense, which I don't feel like we've seen too much in Dallas over the last couple of years, even with Mike McCarthy and his at times strange or even bad play calling. The offense is always, they've as a person that saw Mike McCarthy for basically almost the entire tenure of his Green Bay time, you go into lulls where you just cannot get any momentum, and it's going to be a handoff to Zeke. He's going to be able to get slightly to the edge here, but they string him out, gain of about 3 or 4 on the play. But that's just a Mike McCarthy thing, I feel like, because it just they struggle to kind of keep on going. Yeah, the Commanders, especially the last like 3 weeks, they have they seem to stumble into touchdowns at this point. 2nd and 6. Dak gets the ball out to his tight end. Sorry, his tight end, his running back Tarpon here, and it's going to be. It looks like a face mask on the tackle there. Tarpon running a nice little orbit, what they're calling a little orbit motion here, and oh, absolutely face mask on that one. Man, dude, Bishop almost picked his nose with the with how deep that freaking those fingers were in there. But yeah, man, it's frustrating at times to watch a Mike McCarthy offense. Like there's some plays where I'm like, oh, the guy's a genius, and then there are times where I'm like, "Yeah, are you sure you've been coaching in this league for that long?" So 1st and 10 after the penalty here. Nice little end around to CD Lamb, who is gonna be unable to really get any kind of yardage, but he makes the most of it, gains about 2 yards on the play. Yeah, man. It's man, the Commanders have been a surprise team. Um, I don't think anybody was expecting them not only to be this competitive, but just be this good. They are com- just dominating some teams. And that's what you want from a good team. You want them to beat the terrible teams by a lot. And it's going to be a toss to Ferguson, and he's going to whittle his way for another massive gain. Holy cow. And Ferguson, I'm pretty sure, if I'm correct, that's another Badger right there on the field making plays. Yeah, man, dude. Wisconsin Badgers, man, they're representing tonight. Let's go. It's going to be 1st and 10, ball inside the 15 down to the 13. And they hand it off to Zeke, who goes absolutely nowhere there. Oh heck yeah, man! Anytime you see a big tight end rumbling down the side, down the field, always a great time. We had that during the Packer game. We had Tucker Kraft go off for a 66-yard touchdown. It's just always different when you see those big guys just galloping to the end zone. It's great. 2nd and 11, ball at the 14-yard line. Dak in shotgun, three receivers to the right, looking, scrambling, barely gets the ball away, and it's going to be incomplete. 3rd and 11 for the Cowboys coming up. Oh yeah, man, it's going to be when do the Cowboys play the Commanders here? It's within the next like 2 weeks, right? 2 or 3 weeks. And the right tackle Tyler Guyton, the rookie, is on one knee, struggling to stay up. And it looks like we are going to have a commercial break here for the injury. Hopefully the dude's all right, man. Dallas does not need any more injuries on this offensive line. Hey, let's look up Dallas's schedule here. Let's look at what they have coming up over the next couple weeks while we have a little bit of time. So they're playing the Lions next week. Oh, that's gonna be a great game, but it could be a rough game if Dallas does not get going here. Then they have the 49ers. I mean, the 49ers have not looked amazing over the last couple of weeks. They've gotten some wins, but nothing amazing. But it looks like they could be a team that's just those injuries are just starting to pile up for the 49ers. It might be a case where they just need to get healthy, then they'll kinda hit their stride late in the season, but so far, man, some of the guys that right there, they had a fumble by Jordan, the running back who's been amazing for them. Then obviously Purdy with 2 picks, very characteristic of him as well. Falcons, I mean, Kirk Cousins is looking phenomenal right now, and then they have the Eagles, and that's gonna be in week 9 here. The Texans, the Commanders. Oh man, dude, Dallas has a they have a they have a tough stretch here. So Pittsburgh, Detroit, San Francisco, Atlanta, Philly. I mean, Philly is not looking good, but it's a divisional game. Those games are usually pretty tough. And then you have Houston and then Washington. Whew, man, best case scenario, you beat the 49ers who are just beat to all hell. Maybe you can get Kirk Cousins on a bad game. You know, it's a 12 o'clock game, so it's not prime time. So maybe he'll struggle. You know, maybe you'll beat the Eagles there, you know, who are just seem to be spiraling a little bit here and there. Best case scenario, you're 3-3, but I could easily see Dallas losing almost any of these games. It's gonna be a tough 6 weeks for Dallas here. 3rd and 11, we're back here, ball at the 14, and it's gonna be a flag, and it's gonna look like a false start again. And man, this head referee, man, he's throwing a little extra stank on those points. When he's pointing backwards, you know, he's like, it's not just like a, oh, you know, 3rd down. It's like, boom. He's trying to show the guns here. All right, it'll be 3rd and 16, ball at the 19, and they're just gonna run the ball, and it's gonna be just a gain of 4. And Dallas is playing here for the field goal. Great job by TJ Watt, staying with the play, didn't overrun it. It's going to be a 33-yard field goal attempt by Aubrey. He should be able to make this in his sleep. Arguably the NFL's best kicker, and he does. Dallas retakes the lead with 8:51 left in the half. But yeah, Seastrom, man, it's going to be a tough couple weeks here for Dallas. Again, I think they can go 3-3, but they need to win here tonight. Otherwise, if they do go 3-3, they're going to be 5-6. More than halfway through the season with only about what 6 games left. Yeah, so this next stretch of games here for Dallas, this next month and a half is going to have to be their best game. Luckily, it looks like after the Lions game, they do have a bye. So hopefully they can get a win or come close to getting a win in Detroit. Maybe they can use that time, get healthy, but also, you know, kind of get some, put that second half playbook in. If you're saving for something, put it in because these next couple games could define Dallas's season here. And it'll be 1st and 10, Pittsburgh in a modified I. And Harris, unable to find really any room to run, may have gotten bit 2 yards, maybe three. And another handoff, this time to Harris, who was going to find a hole and going to get the first down for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And Russell Wilson, even though hasn't been active for any of these games, he is still in the full pads. First and 10 ball at the 40. Another handoff up the middle. He's going to run and is going to be able to move the pile just a little bit, gain of about 3 or 4 on the play. And you got to give Mike Tomlin credit, man. 2 new quarterbacks in this system, 2 very different guys than what they've had over the last couple of years. And he just, he does what a good coach does, man. And Tomlin gets a lot of flack for never being spectacular. And it's going to be a quarterback keeper here for Justin Fields. He's going to gain about 5 yards on the play. It'll be close to a first down. And we have a little bit of a scuffle here. And luckily it breaks up pretty quickly. But going back to Tomlin, just does an amazing job of just whatever the talent pool is. He always is able, seems to maximize that. If they have a bad team or close to a bad team, they still are able to get a winning record, potentially even make the playoffs. And if he has a very good, talented team, even in spots, right now this Pittsburgh team is very similar to what they had last year, but they're 3-1. They're looking solid right now. So 3rd and 1, Justin Fields turning up field and nearly getting the first down, but he took a shot. Just literally ran his face into like about 3 defenders. It looks like it looks like it was a busted play anyway. Yeah, Justin Fields, man, he's gotta be careful, dude. It'll be 4th and inches here. And Fields under center here. And it's gonna be a quarterback sneak, and they are gonna get it very easily. And it's gonna be a nice little tush push there. And I feel like every team needs to have its own nickname, The Eagles obviously are famous for the tush push here. They call it the brotherly shove. And I feel like every team that does it has to have a nickname for it. Should have a nickname. Should be required. And 1st and 10, it's going to be a handoff to Najee Harris, who's going to stumble his way for about 7 yards there. Second down for the Steelers here. Clock keeps on rolling. It's going to be at 4:10, 4:09, 4:08. Receiver in motion. Fields under center here. Single back in the backfield. Handed off to Harris, who is going to be taken down for a 1 yard loss. All right, seeing Dallas look a little bit here. Yeah, yeah. With that run, he he turned around and there was nobody in the backfield. He was expecting to hand it off, and he's like, "Oh boy!" And then he took a shot. Kind of got up and probably trying to shake the cobwebs off of that hit. It'll be 3rd and 5 ball at the 44. Fields in the shotgun, needs to roll out to his left, finds a man downfield, but the coverage is very good. Try to get the ball to George Pickens down the left sideline. And just at their position here on the field, this will be a 61-yard field goal, so I'm expecting a punt. And another flag. My goodness. Well, I guess these teams, if they're not going to put up points, the refs might as well put up some points here. I think there's been more flags than there have been points in this game. All right, well, that will push the Steelers back a little bit. That's actually going to help them out, honestly. It's going to give more room here. And it's going to be a fair caught at the 15-yard line. So Dak Prescott and this Dallas Cowboy offense will have 3:05 left in the half to potentially put up another score here. So just before, so obviously we're on commercial break here. So just before this last potential last drive starts here, let's look at a little bit of the statistics of this game so far. So Dak 11 of 14, 123, no touchdowns, no interceptions, obviously, but he's been solid. He's been able to throw the ball down the field. He's being smart with the ball, at least when he throws it. When he has it in his hands, unfortunately, a couple fumbles here and there. Um, Cowboys have not been able to run the ball, which is not surprising. They haven't been able to run the ball all season. They have 9 carries for just 18 yards, averaging just 2 yards a carry. CD Lamb is by far their top receiver, 4 catches, 53 yards. Jake Ferguson does have a catch for 27 yards. And Cavante Turpin, 3 catches, 16 yards. Everybody else, 1 catch or less. The Cowboys defense has been solid, obviously, being able to hold the Steelers offense to just 3 points. They've been able to get to Justin Fields a couple times already, 2 sacks, and coming close to a couple fumbles here. And all right, let's look at the Pittsburgh side of the ball here. Justin Fields, 4 of 9, just 35 yards passing, which is it's kind of surprising. I feel like I've seen more passes for Justin Fields that have been caught, but yeah, it's been a surprisingly quiet game for these receivers. So Najee Harris, 8 for 27, 3.4 yards a carry. Justin Fields, 5 for 20. Jonathan Ward, just 2 for 9, and Aaron Sumpkin, 2 for 5, 1 for 5. So nothing crazy. They're averaging just 3.8 yards per carry. So both of these teams not really being able to effectively run the ball. And the leading receiver for the game is Najee Harris with 1 catch for 15 yards. All right, we are back. 1st and 10, ball at the 15. Quick pass to Jake Ferguson, who's going to fall forward to the 20. And TJ Watt doing a great job of picking up that tight end screen there. And that was TJ Watt on the tackle. Some Badger on Badger violence there. And pressure up the middle, and Dak just throws it away. It'll be a 3rd and 4, 2:25 left in this half. And if Pittsburgh can get a stop here, even if Dallas runs the ball, it's going to be stopped at 2 minutes. That will potentially give enough time for the Steelers offense to try to make a play, get on the get on the scoreboard one more time, potentially tie it up with a late field goal. And a wide open receiver, that is number 1 Tolbert, down the left sideline, and that is a huge break in coverage there just between the corner and the safety. And let me see here what happened. Oh, there was definitely some miscommunication on that one. Minka Fitzpatrick is looking like, what were you doing, man? I was playing center field, man. You got to go with him. Yeah, the corner basically released Tolbert. He thought he had safety help over the top, and he did not. So a huge gain for Dallas. That play went for 48 yards, and they are at the Pittsburgh 31. They are in field goal range, and I mean they have 2 timeouts. The 2-minute warning just hit, so Dallas does not need to do a whole lot here. They can kill some clock, and even if they only get a field goal, it's a 6-point lead. I mean, you'll take that here on the road. 6-point lead going into halftime. Absolutely, man. There's your team, dude. Finally waking up a little bit here. Has not been afraid to throw it down the field. He has 177 yards in this half. So once again, once the ball leaves Dak's hands, tonight it's been good. It's the issue is when he's holding on to it, taking those sacks, a couple fumbles. All right. So obviously we're on the commercial break here. 2-minute warning, so we're not missing anything. So while we're waiting, drop in the comments. What was your favorite game of this Sunday? There's a lot to pick. Obviously, I'm a big Packer fan, so we all know that. I was actually happy about the win, but I mean, if I had to pick a game where at least the highlights were amazing, that Baltimore game, just crazy, back and forth, back and forth. For a while, it looked like Baltimore was going to run away with it. And then since he comes back, takes a big lead, Baltimore fights back. They tie it up, goes into overtime. The whole thing. Just a great, great week, in my opinion, of football, man. We had that Tampa Bay Atlanta game on Thursday. That was amazing. I think week 5 really has been the best week of football so far. So, 1st and 10, ball at the 31. Dak in the shotgun, late handoff to the running back, and he's going to get about 5 yards on the play. And that was Dowdle with the carry. And screen pass. He's going to cut inside, and he's going to be taken down, but not after he picks up a Dallas first down. And the clock keeps on rolling. It's going to be under 1:30. 1st and 10, ball at the 21. Gets it to Jake Ferguson. He gets away from his man, and he's going to be good for about 5 yards to the 15. Dak has a man, and he is going to be intercepted in the end zone. Awful decision. Johnson was just sitting on that route. Not a good throw. It was low. The receiver was thinking he was going to hit him in the back of the end zone. And wow, another back-breaking turnover here by Dak Prescott. Just taking points off the board. CD and him were not on the same page. Man. Oh yeah, Texans and Bills. That was another big one, man. I'm hoping to see the highlights here of that one. That's gonna be it's gonna be a fun one to watch. Dahlia, oh absolutely. That Baltimore game was really good. Yeah, I agree. I'm right there with you. But of course, gotta go pack go pack go. But yeah, this week was just so many fun games, so many great ones, a lot of close ones as well. I think there was only one or two blowouts maybe in this week. That Bears game was a blowout. Basically, that was a rough one to stream for a bit, and then Denver was a blowout. Otherwise, everything was within basically 10 points. Oh, absolutely, man. And at the very least, even if he doesn't fumble, it was third down when he got sacked and fumbled that ball. They can get a field goal out of that one. Aubrey can basically hit it basically anywhere within 60 at this point. And that one right there, if you don't get a touchdown in this one, that's two extra field goals. That's six extra points. You're heading into this game, you know, I don't know, man. Is especially when you have a chance to get points before the half. Just take the points. Don't try to make it too crazy. Oh, absolutely. No, I got you, bud. I got you. At least 12-3 right now. If they get touchdowns, then we're talking about a potential blowout here. But yeah, man, it's especially when you have a kicker like that, you gotta have that in the back of your mind. Don't put the ball in harm's way. Be smart with it. Take the points, man. Take the points. Yeah, I kind of want to see what Dak saw in this one because was it just a miscommunication? No, I mean clearly, yeah. CD Lamb was running a different route than Dak thought, but that's just a bad throw, man. It's a bad throw, bad communication, and it's gonna be a handoff. Steelers are just trying to get this into halftime here because they do not want to get a safety here. So they hand it off, get about a yard or two. Dallas actually uses their second timeout. But yeah, I'm right there with you, strong man. It's once again the things that n- we've seen what Dak can do when he is smart with the ball, finds the open man, even if it's just dumping it down to your tight end. You're gonna gain 4, 5, 6 yards because of the talent that they have. But it's those weird throws where it's just those timing things. He's not on the same page with CD, and that's been an issue all season. Him and CD have not been on the same page. You actually saw that with the Packer game, that playoff game last season. He was trying to force the ball to CD. I think he came away with that pick six by Darnell Savage was Dak trying to throw it to CD Lamb, trying to force it to CD Lamb, and it's been rearing its head the last for ever since they lost that playoff game, and it just has not gotten any better. So, and 3rd and 6, it's gonna be another handoff here, and he's gonna be about a yard short of the first down, and looks like we're gonna find our way to the end of the second quarter here in Pittsburgh with both offenses struggling. And it's not the rain, it's not the conditions of the field. It's just both offenses are just making mistakes. Dallas turning the ball over, interceptions, fumbles, and then the Pittsburgh Steelers just unable to really push the ball down the field in the passing game, which is allowing Dallas to do something that they have not been able to do all season, and that is being effective at stopping the run. So in the second half here, Mike Tomlin and this offensive coordinator are going to need to scheme up something here. They need to get this passing game going because once you can get Dallas playing the pass, you're going to be able to run all over them. That's what teams have been able to do all season. I don't think that this Dallas defense all of a sudden has gotten significantly better, but yeah, you just have to put them in positions where they don't know exactly what's going to happen. They have to be able to play both. That's going to put them in a bad position. You're just going to be able to run it. I know, was it uh, Jalen Warren, the running back for the Pittsburgh Steelers? I believe he is injured, and um, but still, man, they have enough talent at the running back position. They have Justin Fields back there as well to be able to run the ball. So, all right, I will be right back. I'm going to grab something to drink here, and we'll kind of break down a little bit of this game so far, what I think they might need to do, what we might think they might need to do here in the second half to put this game away, both teams. So hang in there. I'll be right back. All right. All right. Let's look a little bit here at the box score. So Dak, for the most part, his numbers look solid until you look obviously at the turnovers here, but 15 of 20, 188 is averaging nearly 9.5 yards per attempt. He's only been sacked once. There's been a little bit of pressure, but nothing significant. I think the Cowboys have done a great job of being able to give Dak outlets, quick outlets, to be able to mitigate any of the pass rush of the Steelers defense, which is tough to do. There's playmakers all over this Pittsburgh defense, especially in the front seven. Obviously, you have Minka Fitzpatrick in the safety position, deep downfield, kind of playing basically like a not a shortstop, but basically a deep midfielder there, and just being able to kind of no fly zone over there. So that's been obviously a big tough challenge for this Cowboys defense to be able to move the ball down the field. But the fact that been they've been able to push the ball down the field, but it's just the turnovers once they get into that position to get points, those mistakes, the penalties are killing them, as well as not being on the same page as each other, whether they miss a block, they miss a route, miss a throw, something like that. And that's been the case for them most of the season. It always just seems like there's just a little bit of a disconnect, just enough where a play that you would usually see, early last year or even 2 years ago that they would be making. They would be putting up big yardage. Dak would be in the MVP conversation. CD Lamb would be in the conversation of offensive player of the year, things like that. But now you're just seeing these two not be on the same page. There just seems to be a disconnect, whether it's lack of practice, lack of cohesion, or just what maybe they're seeing something differently from the defense. But either way, something has to be fixed. Hopefully, in the second half, they can get something going a little bit more. Some of these wideouts, man. Tolbert has made some big plays too for 52. Maybe try to find ways to get him the ball other than CD Lamb. Tolbert, he seems like a guy that's athletic enough to be able to kind of do some end around stuff, maybe some bubble screens, things like that. Get the ball in his hands, see what he can do. Because they're going to double team CD Lamb the entire game. You're not going to be able to do end arounds with him. You're not going to be able to get him in the bubble screens, things like that, because they're going to find ways to, you know, dap him up and bring him down. All good, Seastrom. Thank you for dropping by, man. Get some rest, dude. Totally get it, man. That's fair, man. That is fair. Yeah, dude. Jaden Daniels, man. If he keeps on going, the kid might actually win the MVP, man. There has not been a more impressive player right now, at least the quarterback position, than him. So, but Seastrom, once again, thank you for always rocking out, man. I appreciate you. Get some rest, man. Yeah, this game is gonna be on until probably midnight. So no, don't blame me for getting home. Going home, get some rest. But but yeah, and once again, this Pittsburgh Steelers offense has not necessarily shown any ability yet to be able to get the passing game going. And you're gonna take advantage of that, man. Take the points. Take the points. You can easily, just like we were talking about in the chat, you can easily be up by 9 points right now. Two possession game. Who knows? That could be all you need to win, especially the way your defense is playing. The defense, Cowboys defense, is playing solidly right now. They're playing probably the best football they have all season. And I know they had a good game against, what was it, Cleveland? They had a good game against Cleveland, but let's be honest, everybody seems to be having a good game against Cleveland right now. That's a terrible team. Defensively and offensively, Cleveland is just awful. They might be the worst team in the NFL. So, but this is the best game that Dallas defense has played since week 1, since they beat Cleveland. So, take advantage of it. You got to repay them for what they're able to do, what they've been able to do against the Steelers offense. So, put up the points, Stop trying to make these crazy, 20, 30 yard throws to CeeDee Lamb. Take what they're giving you. If it's a field goal, take it, and if it's more, and you can continue to get into that, you know, 10-yard range, 5-yard range, then you're gonna make it a little bit easier on yourself. So that's what I think Dallas needs to do. Continue to be able to push the ball down the field, and once you get there, be smart with the ball. Don't be don't be scared, but be smart with the ball. If it's there, take it. If it's not, dump it down, throw it away. Take the field goal. And Pittsburgh, what I feel like they need to do right now, they're running the ball fairly okay. They're averaging nearly 4 yards a carry, which is not amazing, but I mean, in this game, I mean, it's amazing. Neither of these teams have been able to run the ball that well. So establish the run, get Justin Fields in space in the backfield here, whether that's for him to run or whether that's for him to kind of move the pocket, basically. Buy these receivers some time to get open because their receivers are not getting any separation. Every single time that ball is thrown from Fields' hands and that camera pans over, there's about 3 defenders within 5 yards of a Pittsburgh Steeler defender. Sorry, a Pittsburgh receiver. So it's like you gotta buy more time. You can like allow these guys to get more separation and just move the ball down the field in big chunks. Because I think if you can start doing that, Dallas is gonna start worrying about the big play, and they're going to allow more plays in that running game, which is always has been their biggest weakness so far. So you gotta get back to that. Put them in situations that they don't wanna be. And I know they're dealing with some injuries in the running back position. Najee Harris is not he can be explosive, but it just seems like as the seasons go on, Harris just does not seem to be the same guy that he was early in his career. Whether that's the system or whether that's just him, he still has the ability there, and I think you gotta give him maybe a little bit more in the passing game. That might be a big thing that can help open up a little bit of this struggling Pittsburgh Steelers offense. It's going to be an easy throw for Justin Fields. You're going to get it out of the backfield, and I feel like that's what you need to do. Hopefully, that'll open up some more lanes for these wide receivers to get open. But and I mean, defensively, for the most part, both of these teams have done well. So I mean, they just need to continue to do what they do defensively. I mean, they're not given huge chunks. Pittsburgh is obviously given the most in terms of the passing game, but it's been they've been able to minimize it. They keep on getting turnovers here. All right. All right. Looks like halftime is winding down here. So, And there's some next gen stats. Apparently, Fields has had almost 3.5 seconds to be able to throw the ball here, which is amazing for the amount of time. And once again, the pressure has not been there really for the Steelers offense. So they've had time, and it's just they got to find more ways to get these receivers open, man. All right, second half kick is up, and it's going to be a return for the by the Steelers, and it'll be down to about the 27-yard line. Yeah, I forgot. Mike McCarthy is a Pittsburgh guy. He's back home trying to get a big win here, and it's going to be a fake toss. Justin Fields able to get away from the pass rush here a little bit, and barely gets the ball out. It's going to fall incomplete. Justin Fields took a shot. There is a flag on the field. Might be roughing the passer here. Oh, geez. Fields, man, he took a shot. My God, dude. You ever seen the animations in Madden nowadays where like after the guy gets hit, he just like basically it's like a rag doll kind of thing. He just like goes limp. That's what Justin Fields just did, man. I'm pretty sure he might have been a little out of it there when he landed at the very least. But yeah, that was a huge shot. And the backup for the Steelers is Kyle Allen, man, the former Carolina Panther. Oh yeah, dude. Fields was he might have actually been knocked out, dude. Oh yeah, he was definitely knocked out. And Fields is still on the field, man. And they are finally taking Justin Fields off the field here. That took a while, man. There was no question, dude. He was out. All right, so we're gonna have Kyle Allen taking some snaps here, at least until Justin Fields is evaluated for a concussion here. First and 10, ball at the 43. Pittsburgh in the eye. Kyle Allen under center. Hands it off to Najee Harris. And he is going to be able to stumble his way to about the 48. And second and 5, three receivers to the right. Kyle Allen throwing it down the field here, getting it to his tight end, Fryermuth, who is still on his feet. And he has fumbled the ball, but they called the play dead just before the fumble. No, absolutely not. When it comes to Fields, I mean, as soon as he hit the ground, he was out of it, and I think it was clear. So very surprising that it took that long to get him off the field. Granted, I think Fields didn't want to leave. You can clearly tell he's like, no, I'm good, I'm fine. But hey, man, it's your brain. You gotta check it out. First and 10, three receivers to the right. Justin Fields is back in the game here, and he's gonna get it out quickly to his receiver to the right. And that was to Van Jefferson there. Gain of 7, second and 3, ball at the 26. Quick snap. Fields finds a man down the field in the middle. And again, that is Van Joseph for a big first down. Ball at the 15-yard line. Pittsburgh starting to move the ball here. First and 10, ball at the 15. Fields in the shotgun, gets the ball out quickly to Fryermuth, who is not going to be able to get anything going. He might have actually lost a couple yards, depending on where they consider his forward momentum stopped. Clock is at 12:15, 12:14, 12:13, 12:12, 12:11, and 12:10. If you want to sync this game up, I mean, if you're still here, you're a trooper. I appreciate you. It's very late, so two receivers in motion. In the pistol, three receivers to the left. Justin Fields finds a man wide open, and it's going to be a touchdown. And that is going to be to Connor Hayward, number 83, with the first touchdown of this game. It took until 11:50 in the third quarter, but ladies and gentlemen, we have our first touchdown of this game. And Connor Hayward is out of Michigan State. Came out in the 6th round in the 2022 draft. And the extra point is just good, just inside there. Ooh, that's a close one. Great play design by Pittsburgh here, man. And once again, they are having the time. They just were not getting these guys open. And now looks like they've been able to scheme some of these guys open. Justin Fields also making some great throws. I don't know what happened when he hit the ground there, but it might have seemed like he's playing a lot better. So And we are on a commercial break, so we're not missing anything here. But yeah, I was impressed with the way that Pittsburgh just really changed things up. They barely ran the ball during that drive. They didn't really run it a whole lot. So a lot of that came in the passing game, something they were clearly struggling in the first half. But if they can continue to do this, man, it's gonna be a very fun game because I think Dallas is still gonna put up yards, and I think they're gonna be able to get into the end zone here. I don't think it's just gonna be a completely field goal game for Dallas. Eventually, they're gonna be able to get in the end zone. Absolutely, man. Some adrenaline might have gotten to him a little bit for everybody. It's always weird, man. It was I forgot what player said it. It was an old school guy. I think he was playing in might playing in the 80s, 70s. He's like sometimes he's like when I got hit, it just even though I was feeling dizzy when after I got hit, he's like after a while it just cleared everything up and I was like, "Oh boy." I was like, "Yeah, that's sounds like a concussion for sure. You're all you're thinking is about one thing, but sometimes, yeah, hopefully Justin Fields is fine. Hopefully it was a legitimate, you know, doctor clearing because I mean that was quick. That was like what 2 plays for Kyle Allen to come in, but yeah, might have got the blood flowing a little bit here. And the kickoff is up and it'll be downed in the end zone. So Dallas will start with the ball at the 30-yard line. Looks like CD Lamb was telling Dak on that interception. He was like, "Jump ball, man, jump ball, throw it up high." And finds Tolbert open down the middle of the field here. Gain of about 10. It'll be a first down. And once again, Tolbert has been solid in this game. So hopefully they can get him the ball a little bit more, find different ways to get the ball in his hands. Because he's a little short guy, man, but he's very sudden in the way he moves. Tight end in motion, first and 10. Dak trying to get the ball to the former Wisconsin Badger there. And he was looking for a flag. Some tight coverage here. And that was Minka Fitzpatrick on the coverage. Second and 10, run the ball with Zeke. He's going to be able to stumble his way for a gain of 5. And Zeke is back on the sidelines here after that one play. Ferguson in motion, 2 receivers to the right. Dak has time, throwing it deep down the field, and that's going to be to Tarpon for a huge gain down the middle of the field. Oh, just a phenomenal go route by Tarpon down the seam. Dak doing a great job of keeping the safeties honest there. Tarpon just beat his man. 4 catches, 52 yards for him. Sorry, 50 yards. First and 10, ball at the 21. Dak tries to get the ball out quickly and it is quickly batted down. and that was by Deshaun Elliott, number 25, able to get his hands up and knock that ball away. Trying to get it to CeeDee Lamb as well. Dak in the shotgun, and he is not going to be able to get it away, and that is Nick Herbig and TJ Watt combining on the sack again. And it was a holding call on Pittsburgh, but they will obviously decline that and take the loss of yardage and the sack. But yeah, Watt just doing a great job of getting around the tackle. And then just when Dak thought he was going to be able to tuck in and get away from Watt, here comes Nick Herbig right up the middle to take him down as well. Wisconsin Badgers, man, they are making some plays on defense. 3rd and 17, ball at the 28. Dak just throws it down, gets it to who was that? Ferguson for a minimal gain here. And they are sending Brandon Aubrey to get this field goal. 38 yards. Once again, chip shot for Aubrey. And no, it's going to be blocked. It's going to be blocked by the Steelers. And my goodness, Dallas can't even kick field goals now, man. Oh, and it's going to be a rough one here. And McCarthy has that befuddled look that I've seen so many times. That was a very low line drive. Great job by Pittsburgh's special teams right there, man. Making a play. Oh, man. I might need it. I might need it. Trying to hold off. Trying to hold off. See if I can will my way to the end of this game. If I do these two teams better make it interesting. They better make it worth it. If this game becomes a blowout, I'm not going to be happy. I'm not going to be happy. Oh man, they are showing some good food here. So got some crepes going on here. Oh my god. 1st and 10, ball at the 27 here for the Steelers after the blocked field goal. It's going to be a screen pass, and Najee Harris finding some space, and he's going to be out across the 45. Phenomenal job. Once again, like I said at halftime, you have to find ways to get Najee Harris in space in the passing game. That's exactly what they did. This is going to slow down Dallas's pass rush. It's going to slow them down when they try to stop the run. You have to get this Cowboys defense back into the situations they don't want to be. And pass rush Fields has to get it away real quick. Great job by Dallas. There's pressure coming from all angles, right, left, and center. First and 10, ball at the 47 here. Fields throws very quickly here and is able to get the ball out across the 50. And it's going to be to number 19 there. Who is 19? Is that? Oh, that's to Calvin Austin there. And quick pass, and it's going to be. Oh, they're showing some replays here. Well, in between the replays, apparently there was a there's a play that I missed. So it's a 4th and 4 here, unfortunately. So Steelers will end up punting this ball back to Dallas. And punt is going to go into the end zone. Pittsburgh could not keep it out. There's going to be a flag on the play as well, though. That's going to be a holding penalty on Dallas here. So that decent field position at the 20 is going to turn into most likely a 1st and 10 at the 10. And we are on a commercial break here. All right, it looks like we are back here, showing a little bit of a montage of the history between these two basically cross conference rivals here. First and 10 at the 10, three receivers to the right. Dak in the shotgun, gets the handoff, and Dwandell will stumble and shift all the way down to the 15, gain of 5. And second and 4. It's going to be a handoff up the middle, and it'll be a nice gain of about 3.5 here. It looks like he's going to be just short of the line of gain. It's going to be close here. It was a bad spot. The ball should be a little bit closer there. Third and 1, orbit motion. Dak hands it off to the fullback, who is going to be good for the first down. Ball will be at the 21. That was to Lupecki. You don't see a whole lot of fullbacks in the league anymore, even less than you did a couple of years ago. CD in motion to the right. Dak barely able to handle the snap there. Throws a low ball to CD Lamb, who is unable to haul it in. It'll be an incomplete pass for the Dallas Cowboys. And three receiver bunch to the right there, gets it to Ferguson just before Dak takes a huge shot. Nearly got tackled and nearly got sacked in the backfield there. And Nick Herbig was able to get to Dak, but not before he was able to get it to Jake Ferguson there on the play. Nice little hand up to the right, up the middle, breaks the tackle, keeps on going, and it's going to be a nice gain out across the 45. First down, Dallas. Okay, okay. All right, we're starting to see Dallas establish a little bit of a run game here. Great job. Everybody pulled and pushed to the left, and then Dwindle just came in behind the current there, cutting it to the right, and doing a great job of just keeping his legs churning after contact. Ball is at the 47, and it's going to be, looks like the play call is blown dead, and it's going to be a false start on Dallas, man. Just when they feel like they're getting something. And bad news for the Steelers, Nick Herbig is limping into the blue tent there. And on top of that, TJ Watt is on the sidelines getting a breather, so their two best pass rushers are not in the game on the 1st and 15. And Pittsburgh sends a blitz, and it'll be another penalty on Dallas. And false start again. That'll push him back even further. Another loss of 5 there. So far, there is 14 penalties in this game, accounting for 100 yards. There's only 16 points in this game, and there's almost as many flags. So first and 20, gets the ball out, back to the line of scrimmage. That is scrimmage to the original line of scrimmage. Sorry, and that's going to be to Shoemaker. It'll be 2nd and 12 here for the Cowboys. Ball at the 45. Dak gets the ball out quickly to Tolbert, who is unable to get away from the defender, but it's going to be a decent gain. Make this a more manageable 3rd down. It'll be 3rd and 5. Clock is under 3 minutes here in the third quarter, and TJ Watt is back in the game. Pittsburgh showing blitz, 5 players. They only send 4, and Dak gets the ball out quickly to Tolbert, who is going to get enough yardage for the 1st down. Ball will be spotted at the 41 of Pittsburgh here. Orbit motion by Tarpon. Dak looking down the field, trying to get it to his playmaking tight end there. Span forward, and it's going to be. Let's see here. Nope, incomplete. Not even close. That ball smacked the turf, and then Ford was like, "Oh yeah, I got it. I pinned it." And Nick Herbig, unfortunately, is limping into the locker room. He has to walk some stairs here, unfortunately. And the Cowboys hand it off up the middle, and it'll be a minimal gain, maybe 2 or 3 on the play. So far, this Dallas drive, 11 plays. And they are barely past the 40-yard line. So 3rd and 7. Ferguson does not know what is going on, and Dak is going to stumble and fall in the backfield, and that'll be a sack here. And Dak is livid right now with somebody down the field here. And it'll be holding on the Steelers here, so that'll be an automatic 1st down. Oh, yeah. Especially late in this game, they're going to call that every time. And Dak just tripped over his own feet there. All right, after the penalty, it'll be a 1st down inside the 30 and up the middle run. Gains maybe 2 or 3 yards. He'll be right around the 30-yard line. Oh, late games are always fun. Woo! Tolbert in motion to the right. Dak changing things a little bit at the line. Tolbert motions out even wider. They're going to hand it off to DeWindo, who is barely going to be able to taken down by Minka Fitzpatrick. If Fitzpatrick does not make that tackle, that is going to be a first down and a little bit more. So great job by Dallas, man. They're starting to open up some holes here. And that is the end of the third quarter here in Pittsburgh. The score is 6-10. Pittsburgh leading so far here. Yeah, and if you guys are still watching this game, I appreciate you. I know it's late. It is late here. I can only imagine if you're on the East Coast or further down, it's going to be very late, but I appreciate you. So far, this game has been close. There's been some big plays on offense and defense, so at least they're keeping us entertained here. Ooh, gotta do the stretch. Oh, gotta do the stretch. All right. All right. Heading into the fourth quarter, Dak Prescott is 22 of 31, 275, no touchdowns, and one interception. Has been sacked twice for a loss of 16. Rushing, Rico Dowdell is having a very solid game, probably the best performance so far of the season. 11 carries, 54 yards, averaging nearly five touchdowns. Sorry, averaging nearly 5 yards a carry here. Wow, it is late here. All right, Ezekiel Elliott, 3 for 8. Nothing crazy there. Jalen Tolbert, so far the best wide receiver for Dallas. 5 catches, 76 yards. Jake Ferguson also up there with 5 catches for 60 yards. And CD Lamb being held to just 4 catches for 53 yards. CD, man, he has not been able to really do a whole lot. Devontae Tarpon, 4 catches, 50 yards. So, once again, Dallas has been able to move the ball in the passing game. It's just once they get into this area right here, it is 3rd and 1. They hand it off up the middle, and the second effort is going to get him the first down. Great job. All right, it'll be 1st and 10, ball at the 22 here. Tolbert in motion, toss to the left here, and Pittsburgh Steelers are able to make a play on the ball. That was looking like it might be going for some big yardage, but it is going to be number 41 Wilson, Peyton Wilson. I believe he was from I'm trying to think, NC State. I think is he a rookie this year? But yeah, dude, 3rd round pick. Yeah, NC State. There we go, making a play. And Dak scrambling to the right, finds somebody in the end zone, and that is going to be a touchdown for the Dallas Cowboys, and that is Rico Dwaldell. His first touchdown of the night, and each team has now been able to get a touchdown. Let's go. Oh, and his defender slipped and fell on the turf. That's why he was so wide open in the end zone. There you go, man. Make the plays that you can. And the kick is up. And it is good. And Dallas retakes a 3-point lead. Ooh. All right, man. About time these offenses have been able to get something going here. I was beginning to fear that this would be a very low scoring game, frustrating offensively. But that last Dallas drive, remember, that started out all the way at the 10 after the penalty on the punt. And that went 16 plays, 90 yards, and took 8 minutes and 32 seconds off the clock. Long drive, but it paid off. So we have 13:51 left in this game. So both offenses been able to score in the second half, get into the end zone, something they both failed to do in the first half. All right, we are back from commercial break here. And kickoff is going to be returned 20, 25, 30, and he's going to stumble his way to about the 30-yard line. Oh, man, he almost broke that one. Almost broke that one. And it's going to be a handoff to Najee Harris, who's going to be able to find some room and get the ball nearly to the 40-yard line. Second and 5, ball at the 39-yard line. Receiver in motion in the backfield, fakes the handoff to the right, scrolling to his fake the handoff to the left, rolling to his right, and is unable to find a connection with his wide receiver there. 3rd and 5, shotgun, pressure, and barely able to get the ball away. That's going to be picked up by the Pittsburgh Steelers. If it is a fumble, it's going to be a first down. And it looks like the referees are going to look. I mean, it's actually in the benefit of the Steelers here if it is a fumble. And instead, his arm is going forward, so it is an incomplete pass. And it'll bring up a 4th and 5 for the Steelers. And the punt is away. It's a very good punt. And just inside the 15. All right, looks like if Dallas is going to score here, it's going to have to be another long drive. I don't know why I said that like Matthew McConaughey. Long drive. It's late. It's late. If you're here, you know. Hope you're enjoying this. Hope you're seeing a young man here lose his mind slowly but surely. Man, they keep showing food, like delicious looking food here, and I'm like getting hungrier and hungrier as this game goes on. Gotta stop doing that, man. All right, 1st and 10, ball at the 14, empty set, and ball is batted up and incomplete. And the player that batted the ball up was big, big Keanu Benton, the former Wisconsin Badger. I'm telling you, the Badgers are representing all over this field. And it's going to be a handoff to Zeke, who's going to fall forward for a gain of about 4 on the play. And we have a Dallas Cowboy offensive lineman down on the field. It looks like it might be a cramp here. All right. It's a reminder to everybody here. Let's drink up some water. Okay. Stay hydrated. All right. All of us sitting on the couch or in our beds or something. Last thing we need is a cramp. All right. Drink your water. All right. Got a little bit of time here. So obviously Dallas, if they put a score here, especially a touchdown, I don't think Pittsburgh is going to come back. Pittsburgh has yet to really show that they can get big chunk plays at this point. It's going to be 3rd and 6 here, so they definitely need to stop TJ Watt. And it's going to be a toss play to Dwendell. Great job, breaks the tackle, and he is going to be brought down by the final man. Could have had a bigger gain, but it's going to be a big first down for Dallas. I got to tell you, man, that was a great creative play. Just great blocking down the field. And Dak Prescott is under center. Ball is at the 31. 1st and 10. Tarpon fakes the handoff to Zeke. Gets it out to the tight end, number 88. It's going to be a decent gain for the Dallas Cowboys. Second and 7. Ball at the 38. 3 receivers to the left. Gets the handoff to Zeke, who is just going to barrel through everybody and just literally just ram his entire face into anybody there. And it's going to be a first down, but there's going to be a penalty on the field. This was well after the fact. I think some guys were kind of getting after each other there. And we have a Pittsburgh Steeler down on the ground. He is trying to move his fingers, so might be a little something serious here. Hopefully he's all right. Hopefully he is okay. And it's going to be personal foul on the Cowboys. It's going to be on the guard, number 96, Hoffman. Yeah, him and Keanu Benton just kind of getting after each other a little bit. It's going to be a big 15-yard penalty there. And the Pittsburgh Steeler player is still on the ground. And we're going to go to a injury commercial break here. Ooh. All right. Let's continue to look a little bit at the box score here. Dak Prescott 24-34, 304 on the day, one touchdown, one interception. And Rico Dualdel. Hopefully I'm saying that dude's name correctly. Otherwise, we'll figure it out at some point. It'll be he's averaging still 4.9, nearly 5 yards a carry, 69 yards. Nice. And 14 carries. It's been phenomenal. Nobody else of note in terms of rushing. And then we also have Rico with 27 yards receiving and a touchdown. So closing in on 100 yards from scrimmage. So continuing to have a solid game here. And I think coming into this game, Dallas's running back, Dwaldell, I think he was averaging just 33 yards per game. So him having 69 yards, massive bump. He seems to be getting stronger as the game goes on. You can tell that the way he was running in the first half, he did not look overly explosive or really fast, but you can tell this Pittsburgh defense is starting to get tired. You have TJ Watt in the back, in the side on the sidelines right now. So you got a lot of guys that are just cramping up, getting tired, and they're saying Leal was able to walk off the field under his own power. Dak throwing it deep, and he is intercepted. Oh my God, threw it into double coverage there. And that is picked off by Joey Porter Jr. Unbelievable. Just an awful throw by Dak late in this game. Completely unnecessary. I want to see what he saw, man, because he had Tolbert, okay. Pittsburgh doing a great job of shifting the defense there. And I mean, I don't know why Dak threw that, man. One, there was a safety over the top, and Tolbert basically had Porter had Tolbert. He had him capped from the top the entire way. There was no way he was going to be able to catch that. And it's going to be a toss to Najee to the right, and he is going to be upended after a gain of about 2 or 3 on the play. And the tackle was made by Amani Oro. I'm not even gonna try that name right now. I'm gonna butcher it. And it's gonna be a quarterback keeper here, Justin Fields. He's gonna move a little bit closer. He's gonna be about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. Oru Oworie. There we go. Got him. Got him. Amani Oru Oworie. And Justin Fields keeping the ball again on the option, and he is going to be able to get the first down here. Although the spot looks a little bit shorter than it should be, in my opinion, but we will see if they still give him the first down. And they're going to go measure this here. Hooah! And it is going to be a first down. Also, I figured out why that ref is like pointing so aggressively, trying to show the guns. It's Ed Oculus' son. I was like, okay. Once I figured that out, I was like, oh, that makes sense, dude. Ed Oculus was he was jacked, man. So not surprising that his son is also trying to show the guns here. First and 10, ball at the 47-yard line. And Fields barely gets the ball away here after just getting blown up in the backfield. Be a nice gain of about 8. And that is to Van Jefferson. Yeah, the pass rush was coming for him, man. And Fields hung in there, delivered a nice ball. He's 11 of 20 for 102 yards and a touchdown. And today, ball is at the 45, 2nd and 2. Toss to Najee Harris, who is going to be about a yard short of the line of gain. CeeDee Lamb looks miserable on the sidelines right now. Single back in the backfield. And it's going to be another potential broken play. And tries to get it to his tight end and the Packers. The Cowboys linebackers making a huge play there. Just destroyed. That would have been a huge first down. Hayward had the ball in his hands, but number 35, let's see who that is for Dallas. That is Marist Lifoa. Sorry, Marist Liu Afau. Liu Fau. There we go. There we go. Leo Foul. Great play. Punched the ball out before it could be caught and just made a play on the ball, forcing a 4th and 1 here. Marist Leo Afau. And Pittsburgh is going for it here. 4th and 1. They hand it off to Najee Harris, who's going to be able to muscle his way for a first down. Nice little option. Mike McCarthy. Now there are times where I miss that man. Only certain times. It's very rare. Very rare. So 1st and 10, ball at the 43. Justin Fields throwing it down the field to the right, and Van Jefferson unable to reel in a beautiful throw by Justin Fields. Great back shoulder. Van Joseph did it perfectly correct. Was able to twist in midair, got the back shoulder throw, but the hands did not hold on. 2nd and 10, ball at the 43, tight end in motion, single receiver to the right. Fields under pressure, has to scramble, gets the ball out quickly, and Johnson is going to be able to muscle his way for a gain of about, let's say, 8.5. It'll be 3rd and 1, but it's going to be a long one. Great job by Fields, man. Stepping up in the pocket, delivering a good ball, giving them a good chance here on 3rd and 1. And Fields feeling a little bit of pressure, gets the ball out quickly to number 14, and that is George Pickens, who is going to continue to find his way. But there is a flag on the field, and it might be a holding on the Steelers here. A holding penalty. Oh no. It's going to be on the Cowboys. It's going to be declined. And on top of that, there's going to be a personal foul on number 6. And that was a high hit after George Pickens had already stepped out of bounds. So that'll give Pittsburgh what was already a massive gain, will make him a little bit closer there. It'll be 1st and goal at about the 6. Najee Harris able to stumble his way for about a gain of 1 or 2, and there's a fight happening across the field here. Things are getting a little chippy here. Getting a little chippy. Second and goal, ball at the 9 still. They did not give Harris, and it's going to be Fryermuth with a tight end screen in the middle of the field, and that is a touchdown for the Pittsburgh Steelers with 4:56 left in this game. Pittsburgh has a chance to go up by 4. Great concept. Once again, Najee Harris splitting out to the left of the formation as if he was going to receive a pass, kind of like a bubble screen kind of thing like that. And as the motion, as some of the defenders moved that way, left a big giant gaping hole for Fryermuth. Justin Fields just tosses it right to him. It wasn't even a throw; it was literally a little toss. Great job by the pulling guard as well. Yep. Froze everybody. Defender did not get there. Demarcus Lawrence, it looks like, had a chance to bat that ball away or at least make a play on Fryermuth and no good. Fryermuth able to just squeeze in. Bam. Breaks a tackle and then just leaps into the end zone, reaching for that touchdown. Heck yeah, man. It's been a fun game, man. Been kind of hard nose, good defense, solid offense. It's it's been a fun game. I just wish it wasn't so late. But it's been fun. It's been fun. So 4:56 left. Pittsburgh extra point is good, and the score is 17-13 for Pittsburgh. And the kick is out the back of the end zone, actually hits the goal post and bounces back into field, but it is out of bounds. All right. Looking at some highlights here. I mean, the pass rush for Pittsburgh has been phenomenal. What, it's like 3, 4 sacks on Dak, I think, or at least it feels like. And it's going to be a handoff up the middle, gain of about 4 or 5 on the play. Dak in the shotgun, CD in motion to the left, 3 receivers to the left. And it's going to be another handoff. He's going to find some space in the middle of the field here. First down, Cowboys. Great job by Rico gaining 8 yards on that play. And it's going to be a timeout for the Pittsburgh Steelers here. They use their second timeout of the game. They had 12 men on the field here. Dak under center here. Cowboys in the eye. And it's going to go nowhere here. Gain of nothing, maybe half a yard. And that's going to keep the clock rolling. Second and 10, ball at the 43. Gets a quick pass to CeeDee Lamb, who's going to go out across the 50-yard line, I believe. It's going to be close to a first down. Ball is at the Pittsburgh 48, 3rd and 1. Dak under center, bunch formation to the right. Single back in the backfield, toss to Zeke Elliott, who is going to be very close to a first down. And it looks like they are going to give him the yardage necessary here. Oh. First and 10, tight end in motion. Dak has some time and finds Tolbert up the middle there, down at the 40-yard line. Gain of about 5 or 6 yards on the play. Second and 3, ball at the 40-yard line. This will be the last play Dallas runs before the 2-minute warning. And Rico just running through this Pittsburgh defense right now, and he is going to gain a big first down. And the ball is going to be at the 33. That was a gain of 7 there. And Rico, man, he's doing such a great job, man. Just jump cuts left and right, man. That time he jumped it from looks like the hole was gonna be there to the right, but then Peyton Wilson filling that gap. So Rico just cuts it into the middle to the left and then just turns upfield. 89 yards for him, 27 yards receiving, over 116 yards from scrimmage for Rico Dwodell. I think I finally got his name right. All right. So the 2-minute warning is upon us here. If you are still here, I appreciate you. Thank you. It is late. This game was postponed for a long time here. And I guarantee you, even if it wasn't, this would be one of the later games for a Sunday night game. The clock has not moved a whole lot. So 2 minutes, first and 10, ball at the 33, and they hand it off to Rico, and he is going to gain maybe a yard on the play. And Zeke Elliott is in the backfield. 3 receiver set. Dak has time, bouncing, and the ball is going to be look like it was tipped at the line. So it'll be 3rd and 9. Dallas needs a touchdown here. They cannot settle for a field goal. Can't tell if that was batted or just a bad throw. Oh, that was trying to get it to Zeke. That was just a bad throw by Dak, basically. 3 receiver bunch to the left. Dak in shotgun, scanning, has a little bit of time, gets the ball to Ferguson, who is going to be able to get away from his man, and that is going to be a big first down for Jake Ferguson. Ball at the 22, quick snap, gets the ball to his fullback in the screen. He's going to be rumbling. He is going to be inside the 5, and Dallas is going to be in the driver's seat here. Clock is at 52 seconds here. The clock is stopped, so I'm assuming Dallas used their final timeout. Or was that Pittsburgh? And TJ Watt was able to get to Dak Prescott on that one. But Dak able to get it to the fullback on the screen. And it is Dallas who uses their first timeout of the game. 52 seconds left. Dallas inside Pittsburgh's 5-yard line. So, what is going to be the storyline here? Is Dallas going to come back and are we going to talk about how the Steelers have given up a lot of yardage and points over the last 2 weeks? Or are they going to be able to bull up and Dak running, scrambling, and he is going to be near the pylon and it's going to be just short of the goal line. Dak very smart holding the ball. Actually, I thought he was going to tuck it in. He did not tuck it in. That ball. Oh, did he fumble the ball? But it wasn't out of the end zone. So, and he did. Dak did fumble the ball. Let's see where his knees were. And I mean, it's close, but I mean, it doesn't really matter at this point. If he went out of bounds, the ball went out of bounds. Yeah, close, very close. Dak nearly fumbled that ball out of the end zone, which so it looks like it is a fumble, but it went out at the basically the half-yard line. All right, so 47 seconds left. is what they're displaying. Second and goal, ball inside the one. And there's going to be a 10-second runoff here. So the clock will actually be at the will run from 37, and Dwandell fumbles the ball, and it's going to be fall. It's going to be Dak Prescott who falls on it. Nearly a disastrous, utterly disastrous play. Oh my God. Cowboys were in the eye, handed it off, tried to tried to leap over everybody to the right, and Pittsburgh Steeler had the same idea, leaped in there, hit the ball with his helmet, ball popped out. Dak barely able to fall on it just in time. Woo! Holy cow, man. This ending almost went crazy, but they did lose yardage there. They're back at the 4. So third and goal. CD Lamb motioning to the left. Dak and he throws it, and it's going to be incomplete. Try to get it to Tolbert, who was towing the back of the end zone. He was basically open, in my opinion. I mean, in the NFL, especially in the red zone, that was wide open. Dak just did not give him a good ball. That ball was basically dirted about 2 yards shy of where Tolbert was. And Tolbert looks like he is in pain. It is a fourth and goal. What looked like it was going to be a easy Dallas victory. I mean, they had the ball at the 3, I think, after that screen to the fullback, and then just and that was number 50 Roberts who popped that ball free, forcing the fumble that basically, at the very least, made this a little bit harder for the Cowboys, moving them back 3.5 yards. Dude, that dude just flew like Superman up in the air. Holy cow. So there's it. Fourth and goal. Ball at the 4. CD in the slot to the right. And we're going to have Pittsburgh use their final timeout. Oh my God, this game will not end. All right. They're breaking the huddle. Final play, potentially final play of the game here, outside of a couple knees. Fourth and goal. Dak in the shotgun, takes the snap, little pressure, and it's going to be a touchdown to Tolbert, and he holds on this time. What an amazing, amazing catch by the young man. I said it before. I said it at halftime, man. They needed to get the ball in this kid's hands. He was just playing so well. And it's not like oh, see, I told you. It was just, it was obvious. He was the guy getting open. He was making plays when, even if it was thrown short. And I know, CD Lamb and this and that, but sometimes you just gotta throw it to the guy who's open, man. Forget the contract, forget the name. Just get it to just get it to the guy that can get open. And tonight that was Tolbert, and he showed it. Jalen Tolbert, man, phenomenal job. 20 seconds left. There is a flag. Pittsburgh tried to jump the snap here on the extra point, and that'll be accepted. And it looks like the Cowboys are going to go for. Nope, they're not going for two. They are just going to move the ball a little bit closer to make this an easier extra point for Aubrey. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. And Dallas once again, sorry, Dallas, Pittsburgh once again jumping the snap. Man, Hockley is he's getting his he's getting his steps in today, man. He's had to run to McCarthy. He had to run to Mike Tomlin just now. Whew. All right, let's do this one more time. And some Pittsburgh Steelers did not even try to block that one. That was a little disheartening. But the extra point is good. And the Cowboys take a 3-point lead with 20 seconds left in this game. Jalen Tolbert, man, he was the last guy all the way to the right of the formation, ran a nice little sluggo route, and just and the coverage was good. As soon as the ball got there, the coverage was right there, made the tackle, but Tolbert, strong hands, kept the ball clear, and it was able to just keep possession all the way down to the ground. Heck of a job, man. Heck of a job. That was a good throw by Dak as well. And Mike McCarthy looks like he is gonna escape his hometown of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, with a big victory. And it's gonna be returned, and it'll be down at the 20-yard line. It's like a weird little swip kick. And they took 5 seconds off the clock here. Pittsburgh has no timeouts. Ball at the 20, 15 seconds left. They need to get into field goal range to try to force overtime. We will see if they even have the opportunity to attempt a field goal here. 3 receivers to the right. Shotgun. Fields has time. Scrambling. It's going to throw it, and it's going to be nearly intercepted there. That killed 8 seconds. We have 7 seconds left here. So, do they try to get something relatively quick? Maybe get a 10 to 15-yard play to the sidelines and then try to do a Hail Mary from wherever. And that's looks like that's what they're gonna try to do here. They're gonna throw it back, and offensive lineman. No, man, there's a lot of laterals helping happening here, and it's gonna be incomplete. It's gonna be a fumble. Cowboys recover, and the Cowboys are gonna escape with a win. And just to end this game here, nice little face mask. Cowboys player was talking some smack, and the Pittsburgh Steelers player just grabs his face mask, throws him to the ground, and referees had to get a little in between there. So, heck of a game, heck of a second half here, especially by Dallas. 14 points in the fourth quarter. They had the lead heading into the half. Pittsburgh was able to score a couple touchdowns in the back end here, but the field goals that Dallas picked up early in the game made the difference. So Pittsburgh falls to 3-2, and Dallas with a big victory here will go 3-2, and they have a big matchup next week before they head into their bye. They have the Pittsburgh. They have the Detroit Lions coming into Dallas here, and then they go on the road for 2 games, San Francisco and Atlanta. Then they're back home against the Eagles and the Texans, and then they had to go to Washington. So those are the next 6 games. I think that's going to be the stretch there that defines this season. I think if they go anything less than anything less than 3-3, I think it's going to be very difficult for them to get going here or get into the playoffs because they have the Giants, the Bengals, Panthers. There, I mean, it gets a little bit easier there for sure. Those are 3 winnable games, but then they finish off with Philly and Washington at the end of the year. So they really need to be able to get at least a 4-2, maybe 3-3 record at the very least. But I think if they go anywhere under that, if they go 2-4, 1-5 over these next 6 games, we might see Dallas be knocked out of the playoffs before they really even have a chance to compete in those last 2 division games. So that's my thought on Dallas. For Pittsburgh, tough loss, man. I think the injuries really took their toll. Herbig had to leave. Leo also had to leave. Those are 2 guys that were playing some significant snaps. Herbig was obviously applying a bunch of pressure, just a massive amount of pressure. TJ Watt, once he lost his, basically he lost his Robin or his second in command. It allowed the Cowboys offense to really focus on TJ Watt, and you could tell Dak had a little bit more time. He seemed a little bit more comfortable in the pocket, and he picked this Pittsburgh Steelers team apart kind of towards the end there. So Steelers, after starting out 3-0, they've lost 2 straight. Both games, the defense looked below their standard, and in both games, the offense just couldn't get it going until too late in the game. So yeah, um, let's see who Pittsburgh has coming up. I feel like their schedule gets a little bit easier, maybe from what I remember, but I could be wrong. So yeah, so they got the Raiders and the Jets, and then the Giants. So to three very winnable games for Pittsburgh. I could easily see them going 3-0 the next couple games here, being 6-2 before they face off against Jaden Daniels and that explosive and ascending Commanders team. So Yeah, I think Pittsburgh has a little bit of an easier schedule the next couple games after that. Even after the Commanders, they have the Ravens and the Browns. Two tough games right there with the Commanders and Ravens, but that Browns game, for the most part, if the Browns play like they have the first 5 weeks, it'll be a pretty relatively easy win for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So, over the next 6 games, I could easily see Pittsburgh winning at least 4 of these pretty handily, and if they can steal one from the Ravens or Commanders, they can be in a really good spot. The Jets game will probably can be probably difficult, but I don't know, man. The way that this Jets team has been playing, they're so up and down, they're so inconsistent. You're either gonna get an Aaron Rodgers, a vintage Aaron Rodgers game, but even then, that may not be enough. Or if you get a game like they have the last couple weeks where nobody's in sync, everybody seems to be just off, then the Jets might just lay an egg against this really competitive Steelers team. So either way, this was a fun game, guys. It is late. Thank you. If you've been watching for at any point during this game, it was a late game. It got even later after the delay. So I just want to say thank you so much. I just want to shout out a few people that were in the chat here for coming in. We had Dahlia Rushkis. Thank you so much for coming in. Epic Dylan, thank you for coming in. And of course, the stalwart of the chat here, Seastrom. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you coming in, hanging out, and thank you so much. We're going to be doing this every week. We're going to be doing as many games as we can. So far this week, we have done 4. We got one more tomorrow on Monday night, and it'll be doing it again here. I don't know if I'll be able to do 4 or I would say 3 on a Sunday, but if we can, we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it do. So, thank you, appreciate you once again. Please like and subscribe. It lets me know that you like content like this. We're gonna add more content, some different kind of content, sometime this month. Just breaking down some of my favorite drives of the week, 1 or 2, some short form content. Those are going to be pre-recorded, so it's going to take me a little bit of time to edit them down, but it'll be something quick and easy. Those videos are going to be somewhere around 5 to maybe 12 minutes. So something a little bit shorter, something a little bit easier for you guys to watch instead of a 3.5 game that goes until midnight or potentially later for some of you guys. So look out for those. Please leave a like, subscribe. Make sure that bell is turned on so you know when I go live or drop anything down. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And once again, please don't forget, my name is Dave, and I